What is up, YouTube? We have a brand new patch for Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, hot off the press. This is our October update, and I wanted to record my first reactions. I just opened up these patch notes and have not read any of them yet. So here it is. Let's dive into it and see what we can learn. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so we've got the update. Hello, Voyagers. We have another exciting AOE3 Definitive update. Lots of fantastic change improvements, new maps, and even some fun new unlockable Warchief skins. Okay, I can mess with that. Coming with today's patch. I'm not usually big on skins, but I'm down for some Warchief skins. That sounds fun. While there are plenty of notable fixes and features to look forward to in today's build, here are some of the big highlights coming with this month's update. So let's go through these. The AOE3 DE anniversary event. I guess it is. We've just hit 1 year. So we got the anniversary event. Inca home city customizations. I know there's going to be a lot of Inca changes. If you've looked at the playtest server, we know that they're coming here. Unlockable Inca Warchief skins. Okay, are they just for the Inca? Maybe it is. 6 new Inca cards. Tons of Inca gameplay improvements and balance tweaks. 2 new South American maps and 1 new African map. There we go. More maps. 73 large maps. Brought back the legacy Inca settlements. Okay, so I think it's so you can ally with the Inca again. I think they were removed for a period of time. And updated settlement spawns on South American maps. You know, we just hosted our Americas tournament. Maybe we gotta do it again. Now we got some new South American maps. We got changes for the Inca. Okay, so let's see what else is in this patch here. By the way, before we dig into all of this, I am going to post these notes in the description below. Feel free to check it out yourself, but we're going to go through everything in detail here. And if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button. We just hit 2,000 subscribers, so greatly appreciate you guys supporting the Age of Empires content. Let's see here. New cards. Build Spotlight. We have 3 villagers. Infinite 2 villagers. Obviously, they'll need much of an explanation here. 5 villagers. Okay, so a lot of changes. Before, Inca really didn't have villager shipments. You had to choose whether you're going to send llamas or maybe you're going to send wood. So accompanied by a package of Inca gameplay improvements and balance tweaks. So I can only assume we're going to see a change to the Queen's Festival that you usually see the big button at the house. Okay, let's keep moving on. So we have some different villager shipments. Oh man, 5 villagers particularly. I mean, that's a great shipment. In Age 2, the Womani ships 2 Kalanka Travaux and enables Kalanka warriors to be trained early. Ships 2 Kalanka Travaux, enables Bolas, warriors, Harakas, and Macemen to be trained in the Commerce Age. Okay. That's interesting. So you can get the Bolas and the Harakas and the Macemen in the Second Age. This kind of feels like what we know about with the houses able to like train Lafiti in the Second Age with a certain card. So this could be certainly change a lot of what's going on. I've always thought Inca was really good in the Second Age to start with, and man, this will only make that better. Okay, we've got the Autarky, Age 3. Country houses can also be toggled to produce wood instead of food. Oh, here we go. If you like those Japanese shrines and you like changing productions of your house's resource generation, this is the card for you. You can generate wood. Adds a food and wood toggles. A desired resource can be chosen. Produced at the same rate, and both are approved by Shinsha Brewing. Now, hold on a second. If they're produced at the same rate, wood is more valuable than food because generally you gather wood slower. This is absolutely huge. After you buff the income, you might as well throw this puppy on wood. Don't use it on food because wood is going to take way longer to gather. Wow, that could be really strong. Now, it's not till Age 3. But particularly, I can imagine in treaty games, that's going to make a huge effect. If you run out of wood on the map, is a big problem a lot of time with the Inca. So yeah, this is gonna have some big implications. I can only imagine. Okay, 5 macemen, age 3, costs 500 food to send 5 macemen. Okay, I like this. Are we going to see some balance changes to the macemen? We don't really ever see these units used. They're pretty terrible. So I'm hoping there's some changes, and this makes me think they're trying to bring them into play a little more. Then age 3, we have infinite ships, 6 Harakas. Can be sent infinite times. Yeah, so some pretty cool cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new cards for the Inca. So if you're an Inca main, this is going to be a fun day for you as you figure out what the new meta is with this Civ. You know, I've been playing lots of Inca, so I'm going to have to dig back in and see what I can figure out. Okay, so anniversary event. Happy birthday, AOE3DE. So we've got some new thumbnails, of course. Okay, new rewards. So if you're into rewards and all that stuff, here you go. You can read that. I'm going to skip on over that. Keep it forever. Sign in with Xbox Live. Okay, do I have to complete the challenges on consecutive days? 1 challenge per day. When is the last day I can complete the challenges? October 26th. Do I get to keep all the... Yeah. What do I do if I accidentally unsubscribe from a specific mod? Click your profile icon on the main menu, select event mods, and then check the unlocked event mod you want to enable. Okay, that's good enough for that. Let's go on. Game, stability, and performance. Fixed a crash when destroying the last weapons cache in the story mode. Okay, Bone Guard's lair, so it must be an issue in the campaign. Fix some crashes. Search for AI field to gather from. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so just some quality of life. Fix some crashes, which is nice. Graphics. Majority of horse-drawn units now work as 2 units in turn properly rather than treating as 1 large unit. So I'm assuming this means you're going to see the cannons and maybe the like the German war wagons maybe are going to look different. Horse-drawn units. Interesting. But just graphics change. I don't know if it actually changes the like pathing or collision. Livestock maintained by the Japanese. Okay. Use the Dutch graphics. Okay. Update skirmisher icon to more accurately represent the in-game unit. Now they just changed this icon, but they're changing it again. Okay. Where balloons would fall below the water surface on certain maps. Okay. New animation for people in the Indian home city market customization. You know what I was looking for here? Show me the graphic change for the community plaza. Because that animation is just some hot trash right now. But let's move on. UI. Okay, rare issue where treasure on the Plymouth map. Now we never really play that map. Come on. Outlaws and natives. Okay, tooltip for the bonus influence XP sources. Some tooltips. I think these are all just going to be little tips for all of our UI. I'm not going to go crazy reading all these to you. Feel free to click the link, read the whole thing for yourself, but lots of UI improvements. I'm trying to see if anything stands out to me. Display challenge tracking. Okay, the HUD. Show game mode and sizes being searched for. Okay, I always like when the lobby gets some love. Added missing keyword focus feedback in deck builder. Truncated. Okay, so some accessibility and some UI things. Go ahead and check that out. Cav unit instead of a cavalry unit. It's a cavalry unit instead of a cavalry unit. What? Am I crazy? Indicates it's a cavalry unit instead of a cavalry unit. That has to be a... Is it a typo? Oh, it's a typo. Okay. I was like, I couldn't even see that. Good details. Settings. Blocking muting players will now correctly mute players in game. Thank you. You know, I've been this has been one I've wanted for a long time as a streamer on Twitch, because I got people like DMing me swastikas and crap, and now I can legit block them. So that's great. We'll see if it actually works. Hotkeys. Allow conflicts is now enabled by default for legacy hotkeys. African trading posts now fully support legacy hotkeys. Okay. Counter reject legacy hotkey works when you have a unit garrison and allies down center. Yeah, there's some kind of bug where you could get like stuck in an ally's town center or something like that. So I guess they fixed it. Multiplayer save games can now be loaded if they use custom maps. So there we go. Get into it. Gameplay general. Military units can now be given a command to patrol along a sequence. You know, this is something we've seen. We know this is an Age of Empires 2. I think it's an Age of Mythology. I can't remember. But just a pretty general. I know this is in StarCraft, I believe. So this is kind of a no-brainer RTS feature. Glad they're adding that in. It'll be interesting how it'll work if they're patrolling. I'm not sure exactly how they engage. So that'll be an interesting mechanic to try out. But I can make my Tashunki patrol the plains now. Okay, fixes. Issue where the flags for units, additional waypoints, or Q commands would not appear on terrain. Okay, fix issue where crates with 50 food would idle villagers for seconds. Yay, they fixed that! Honey Badger cheat unit now correctly attacks treasure guardians. Pirates now have the outlaw tag. Pirates have the outlaw tag, okay. Levy bowmen can no longer be healed when they lose HP as Minutemen. Are people really doing that? Okay. Berber nomads no longer. Maybe this is. I guess this is maybe for for Africans. I don't know if this is like for the warriors. I guess that's maybe different. Nomads no longer gather export while being idle. Berber Sultan and Afghan Warchief can now use the. What? Berber Sultan and Afghan Warchief can now use the Chaos ability. Great. Just what we need. More chaos out on the battlefield. I don't know about that one. Aztec mining card now stacks better with the treasure, which reduces the cost of infantry by 5%. Okay. Can now correctly send the recruit privateer fleet card. Apparently this wasn't sending, or either the tooltip was misleading or it wasn't sending the right amount. I think we all kind of like knew this, but it's just kind of a little fix. Ethiopians, Fazagli gold can now improves gold gathering from berries after sending the coffee berries card. Okay. Ethiopians, Arab Alliance, Blue Nile ties now properly interacts with the Mapuche native. Okay, whatever. Team Cheap Church also reduces the cost. Okay, I wonder if that makes it worth it though. Maybe if you're getting some really expensive ones. I still know. That's a pretty hard card to justify sending. House of Team Zuma Rock Lore card now displays a timer when shipped and reveals mines for 3 minutes instead of indefinitely. Okay. The House Ganachi card no longer ships 5. Okay, this is big. No longer ships 5 Akan and Kobias that permanently occupy 5 population. So apparently that was a bug. They were stuck with the 5 population. Griots are no longer selected using the find all military hotkey. Oh, that's nice, because you don't usually want to like just send a griot off into battle. Can no longer empower salt mines. Okay, so I guess it's kind of nerf to the salt mine with the griot. Japanese Marutu no longer have a limber mode since it was redundant. Okay. Ottomans, Nizam Fusiliers no longer benefit from the battlefield construction card. Okay. A little nerf to them. Aachen Phantom from upgrade now correctly affects Skull Knights and Banner armies. That must have been an upgrade with Aachen that wasn't helping the Aztecs and the Chinese. Fix a rare issue where villagers could go idle after loading a game. Okay, exploit. Fix the various issues. Users, cheaters to gain unfair advantage in multiplayer matches. Okay, good. Campaign. Okay, there you go. Some campaign changes. We'll skip on over that. Okay, civilization balance. Look at all those beautiful llamas. This might have to be the thumbnail for this video. We'll have to see. We'll see if it makes the cut. Okay, so lots of Inca changes we know. Well, I'm gonna try to speed through these because we're only look how far we are. A little lot. Livestock markets. Starting wood value for livestock increased by 30%. Starting wood value for livestock. Oh, this is okay for Africa. Okay, so that's a buff to the wood value on starting livestock. Added 2 new shades for llamas. Now we have black and white llamas. Oh, awesome. More llamas. More llama coast. Okay, so Dervish now do less damage. They have a negative multiplier for villagers. Thank you. That's great. Oh my gosh. I specifically posted a rec of I had a like max pop Lakota army with assumingly what counter the Grenadero and was unable to kill it. And it's because it's missing tags. So it's now tagged as heavy cavalry. So now you should be able to counter these units more effectively. This is a much needed balance change. Fortifications, blockhouses, and castles can now properly see stealth. Okay, so I think we're gonna see some changes to stealth, especially with Inca being in this patch here. Okay. Elephants giraffes fix pathing issues. Yes, I was just having this the other day. Elephants take up so much space. They have less space now. Awesome. Okay, church. Corrected the XP trickle of church contained a Dutch relation is a constant to 0.7 from 0.6. So that's a little bit of buff for the Dutch. There you go. 0.1 XP. Spahi. Idle Spahi now automatically heal for all civilizations, not just Ottoman. So that's obviously a change for if you had shipped team Spahi, I'm sure. Okay, dock is now easier to place on jagged coastlines. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, love it. Okay. Woku junk. Range attack now inflicts 1.5 to buildings and 0.6 to docks. Down from 3. So that's a big nerf for that junk. Stealth. All military units can now discover stealth buildings, i.e. Inca strongholds, when within 2 range of them. No changes have been made to the current behavior of units that see stealth. So now this makes it so any of your units can see a stealth building even without their explorer if they're close enough to them. So that's definitely going to cut back on a stealth building laming that maybe was occurring. I haven't seen a ton of it, but I know it can be situationally kind of crazy. Okay, we have reactivated the legacy minor native Inca settlements. Yeah, okay. Cards of technologies. Native treaties cards. When allied with the Yoruba, now delivers 3 legionaries down from 4. Indian friendship card adjusted accordingly. So a nerf to the Yoruba there. Wanderlust no longer improves warship hit points. Privateer cards fix an issue with shipments. Privateers could sometimes not be sent. Okay, Dutch. Start of game mining bonus reverted to 15%, down from 20. Oh, a 5% nerf to the Dutch. Hate it when you see it. You know I'm loving that one, but I don't think that's a big change for Dutch, to be honest, but it is a little bit of a change. Ethiopians, starting units adjusted as follows. Automatically harvested cattle now contains 250 food, down from 400. Gather rate adjusted to 2 food per second from 3. So that's a huge nerf from the automatically harvested cattle. Additional starting cattle improved to 4 from 3. Okay, so they brought the number down, and you start now with 1 more, but contains 135 food, so less. So overall, I think this is a nerf to just the starting resources on these cattle for the Ethiopians. Gasconians removed erroneous hand infantry tag. Mountain Monastery is 30 wood cheaper. Build points reduced to 20 from 40, and the bounty adjusted. Yeah, Mountain Monasteries do feel a little expensive to build. Yeah, a little cheaper now. Habesha, Alliance H2 is now an H3. Now properly grants 700 coin, corrected from 1100. Wait, so is this an H2 or H3? Age up Alliance. This is when aging up. Okay. So give you 7 coin. I guess it was giving too much. Oh, wow. Fix an issue that prevented units with area damage from damaging friendly targets when under the influence of Mayhem ability. Is this a buff to Mayhem? I haven't seen this being abused as much lately, but I'm still just triggered by that. Okay, the Hausa. It's not very long. Let's see what we see. Adjusted as follows. The automatic harvested cattle. Okay, so the same thing. Less food from the cattle. And 3 villagers removed. Okay, that's pretty... I would say this was big, but I feel like a lot of Hausa players ship cattle first in their like rushes. They're not even shipping 3 vills. But this is a huge hit to their eco. Bring down the food and bring down the amount of villagers they can start with. So this is going to slow Hausa down quite significantly. I think this is probably in reaction to they've just been so fast. And this is an attempt to counteract that. No changes to their units, though. Indians, houses increased. So a bit of a nerf to India. 10 wood. Not a huge change, but yeah, cost of houses are going to be a little more expensive. Okay, Inca, we got a lot of these, so hold on to your seats. Okay, let's get through these. Starting resource units adjust as follows. Food, down from 400 to 300. Wood, up 100 from 300. Villagers, so an extra villager, less food, more wood. So probably more concha houses. And you have more villagers. Okay, and now you can ship villagers. 3 villager card, 5 villager card. I mean, I think these are going to be my back-to-back shipments, says Inca, if I'm not shipping wood. Or maybe even 3 vil, 7 wood, 5 vil, something like that. I mean, these are going to be so... This is going to change completely Inca's early game. Okay, the concha house changed. Wood cost increased. Okay, whoa, a lot more expensive. 180 from 135. Bounties and build time adjusted. Now supports 16 population. Okay, so more population. Improved the hit points. Build limit reduced by 1. Default food trickle, no change. Improves food trickle by plus 60. So a buff to the Chicha Brewing. So they have a little bit of changes, right? They changed these can get wood later on if you get that card. You've got them cost a little more, but more bounty. They support more population. We've got some, so definitely some changes to the Concha House. It'll be interesting to see how these play out. Queen's Festival. So typically, if you're not familiar with this, this would be the first big button you would send as Inca. You gather 180 of each resource, and you get it, and it gives you 3 villagers. Okay, but now it's been moved to the Commerce stage. So the second age, cost increased to 300 of each resource instead of 180 of each. What does it give you? These common aim to move the big button away from opening build orders and give it a role of a greedy early boom option. Okay, so is 300, 300, 300, is 900 resources worth, does it still just give you 3 villagers? Is that worth it? I feel like that's a lot of res to spin. That's a lot of res to spin for 3 villagers, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like me might just not use this. Like early greedy. Like, okay, so do you like save up each of these resources to levy this? It still feels expensive, but maybe it's not. Maybe it could be used. So we will have to see. Community Plaza Ceremony. Change as follows. Wood trickle scaling. Improved to approximately 0.25 wood per second per task villager. Llamas and priestess count as 0.25 and 1.5 respectively. Okay, so it's for the wood generation. I'm assuming this is more for treaty or maybe late team games. Moves to the commerce age from industrial. So you can start generating wood in the second age. Interesting. Okay. Chimu Runner. Oh boy. Look at that. Cost improved. Okay, so now it is cost 5 more food but less coin. Now slowed down by enemy melee attacks. Wah! Finally. Just like every other unit in the game. And slows down enemies. Okay, so it can snare and be snared. Now it's actually Chimu Maneuver Big Button ability. Oh, what does this big button do? Has the following effects. Temporarily increases the speed of all Chimu runners. Okay, and prevents enemies from slowing them. Okay, so it gives them the not being snared ability and makes them faster. Okay, kind of gives them their original powers. Temporarily prevents Chimus from being slowed down by enemy melee attacks. And they're not able to snare enemies. Increase the speed by 0.75 to 7 without other upgrades. Animation will start sprinting when this ability is used. Okay, effect 8 seconds, 90-second cooldown. I like this. I in general, the unit big buttons are kind of fun to like. It just increases like what you can do with your army and your tactics. So I think overall a good change. I think Chimu could be really abusable, especially in team games or larger maps. So this will be a nice change here. Okay, military units. Inca Warchief adjust as follows. Leadership Aurora improves both the attack and hit points of native warriors by 10%. Instead of improving only hit points by 20%. Okay, attack and hit points by 10. Okay. So basically it's going to make it more useful in line when you use early aggressive strategies involving hand infantry. Yeah, okay. Improve the clearness of the Warchief voices. Is this just for the Inca? Because this says Warchief voices. Maybe it's just this one Warchief, probably. Yeah, maybe he has different voices. Okay, Saba Inca card 1, adjusted as following. Now improves aura by 10% attack and hit points. Champion upgrades grants +2 range to Inca ranged units. So more range. Legendary no longer grants +2 range to Inca ranged units. Remove to champion. Okay, so from Legendary Champion. Jungle Bowman, cost adjusted to 80 food, 25 wood. Okay, so those are 5 more wood and 10 less food for the Jungle Bowman. So a little bit of a change. Same with the Plume Spearman, 90 food, 25 wood. A little bit of a change there. Haraka. Improvements are now calculated from age 2 base stat, probably because you can now theoretically get them in age 2 with that card. Improved villager multiplier to 0.5 from 0.25. So they do a little more damage to villagers. Bolaz Warriors, here we go. Improvements are now calculated from age 2 base stats. Kind of the same deal. Improve the firing animation significantly. Ooh. Now possible to kite with Bolaz Warriors. There we go. Melee attacks now have the same multipliers as its range attack. Cost improved to 65 food, 45 coin. Range reduced. Speed reduced. Inflicts 0.675 to infantry, down from 1. So, man, just a ton of change for the Bolaz Warriors. I mean, to digest that, you're going to have to read that several times. But yeah, just a ton of changes to this unit. Melee damage improvement increased to 35% from 25. No longer improves cavalry damage multipliers. So they're obviously trying to bring this unit into more standard gameplay. Okay, the Macemen. Oh, they forgot a tab here. Improvements are now calculated from age 2. Yeah, okay. A melee resistance flipped to range. So instead of melee resistance, now it's range resistance. This is good because they were just getting picked off by range. Cavalry multiplier increased to 2 times, so they're more devastating to cavalry. Area damage reduced by 0.5. Priestess conversion speed now improves by 1.5 seconds, up from 1 with the elite champion and legendary shadow priestess shadow upgrades. So it makes it so you can convert faster as they get upgraded. Okay, age up council members. Builder Travois. Okay, can no longer construct war huts. Ooh, that's a lot different. May now construct Concha House. So maybe just drop down a house right there in the second age. Or a market or community plaza. Now constructs buildings 3 times faster, like other construction wagons, up from 2 times. Hit points constructed to 250, corrected to 250. Speed improved. Okay, so a lot of changes to the Builder Travois. Can now build on sockets. Always a good thing. Age 1, Age 2 grants 2 Builder Travois, no change. Okay. Age 1 and 2, the Elder now grants Lumber Ceremony 250 and Forest People Ceremony 385. Huh. I'm almost wondering, like, if you go up with this to age 2 somehow, drop down your market, your community plaza, and then start dancing for wood rather than chopping. I don't know. Maybe it's probably not worth it, but I wonder what type of strategies you could do with this somehow. The Elder now grants Great Feast Ceremony, Harvest Ceremony, and Green Corn Ceremony. So all these age ups changed a lot. Now grants Earth Ceremony and Earth Gift Ceremony. Then we got Priestess, 5 Priestess, House of Wood. Okay, so man, your age up options, you're gonna have to study all these. I might have to do an Inca age up guide after I explore these, because there's a lot of changes here. Okay, Home City cards. All age 1 cards now deliver a free chasqui. Okay. Adjusted or delivered as you would not deliver 2. Okay, so that'll help your scouting out. 4-stage military unit cards to a nominal value of 1,000 resources. Okay, so 8 Jungle Bowmen are to 9, 8 to 10, 3 mace can now be sent multiple or infinite times. New 5 macemen, that was the new card with 500 food, cost to send 1,500. And infinite 6 harakas. So some different shipments, some improvements to these shipments. So overall, I always say this looks like a buff to from Inca here. Adjustments to Inca support cards. Now delivers a Warhut Travois instead of Builder Travois. Warhut instead of Builder. Okay, since it makes sense, the Builder can no longer construct Warhuts. Change to support. Cost improved to 500 coin instead of 1,000. So that's a lot cheaper. And now delivers 3 Chincha rafts down from 4. Okay, 1,000 gold's a lot. 500 is gonna be a lot easier to send these 3 rafts. That's a good deal. Chimu support. So these are all being cut to 500 coin. Hit point improvement increased to 20%. So a bigger buff for your Chimu. And now delivers 10 Chimu runners down from 16. Yeah, that's good. I don't want to spend 1,000 coin. The Jungle Bowman now delivers 9 Jungle Bowmen down from 13, cost 500 coin. And then age 4, damage improvement increased to 35% from 25. No longer improves cavalry damage multipliers for the call of support. Okay, so big changes to just the unit upgrades overall for the Inca. Team Bridges moved to age 2. Road Building moved to age 3. Range Infantry Attack moved to age 2. Man, I think they're going to be so... I think very powerful in age 2 is the vibe I'm getting. You can send different units in age 2 now. You can get your Range Infantry upgrade in age 2. You can get a range infantry hit points in age 2. You're gonna run out of shipment options in age 2. You're gonna have to probably cut back on certain cards. So you're not gonna be able to stack these in age 3. Improved Buildings is now a team card. Oh boy, 25% HP buff. Oh wow. Boost the total amount of hit points Inca buildings can be buffed up to. Reduces it. Reduces the total amount of hit points Inca. Interesting. Okay. Improved buildings. Team 1 Priestess now delivers 2 to Town Center Provois in age 3. No longer increases Town Center build limit. Okay, can't make more extra Town Centers. No longer increases TC build limit. Resettlements. Native Warrior and foreign allies may be sent twice. Tupia allies or Renegade Spanish. Is this in the second age? I think this is the third age. Yeah, I think so. American allies no longer unlocks the Carib ambush party tech when allying with the Caribs. Ships 2 Kalanka Travois. Oh, these are the new ones. Okay. Yeah, this is what we read earlier. Allows you to train those Kalanka warriors earlier on in the second age. Also, new unit skins to show the shadow upgrade to elite status. Contrastus can be toggled to produce wood. This is an age 3. So that's going to be really interesting, particularly for late game purposes where you can just generate wood now. Gives you a wood factory. Adds colors to Inca cards. Yes. Okay. Wow. Guys, if I were you, I would back the video up and maybe just watch all of that again. There is just so much to unpack with the Inca. Holy cow. Just so much. But I'm really appreciate seeing Inca get a little attention. I think there's so much to digest here. I can't even say, like, is this a big buff? Is it a big nerf? We'll have to see how it plays out. I feel like it's going to improve Inca overall. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments if you've been experimenting with Inca with this patch so far, how they've been treating you. Okay, Revolutions. Fixing issue with Revolution deck will not be activated when a player has the deck selected menu option while revolting. French are no longer limited to 80 villagers after revolting as Haiti. A little bit of a buff for French if you decide to do the Haiti revolt. 2 new South American regions, 1 African region, 73 large maps, every map. To play on large maps, a new toggle has been added. There you go. There's the new maps. Take a look at these. Let's zoom in a little bit. Bahia extends towards the coast to access an abundance of resources, but be wary, enemies are close by. So you've got this little cliff in the middle, a pass that maybe you could wall, and then a trader up top, and a little island with the treasure on it. It looks like there's whales out there, if I'm not mistaken. A very, I like a unique looking map. This will be interesting. It looks like some hunts are there. You got Jesuits, Pistolero, Comanchero. Interesting. Okay, a very different map. I like seeing a change of pace. Okay, the Minas Gerais. Man, I'm sure I just butchered that. Control the hunts in this grassy plain or head to the mountains in search of gold. So look at that. All these gold mines are up here. I feel like Sweden's going to be like, okay, 2 villagers going up here. Good. I don't know if it's good or bad, but man, the gold's really far away. And then you've got the hunts. Yeah, a different map. 1 trade post in base. Very interesting with some water crossings. Then the Siwa Oasis. Oh, look at this. This is kind of a throwback to if you played Oasis on Age of Mythology. I can't remember if they had it in Age of Empires 2. I think they do. But basically all the woods in the middle. And you have these passes. I think this will be fun to try this map out. Oh, and you got your 2 native trade posts kind of in your back pocket, but no trade posts. Interesting. Okay, so that's going to be different. Very different. Okay, Afghan Map Set. There you go. American Map Set. So different map sets you can choose from if you're doing custom games. And some changes to these maps. I think there's going to be just tons of little changes you're going to read through just to see what might be different here. I don't really know if I can really... I think maybe it's different to a lot of the natives. But yeah, check that out. Okay, AI. I'm not going to read all... Oh, actually, this could be big. Improve the kiting behavior of AI players. No, I don't care about like the AI players, but if there's like how your units behave, that's interesting to me. So this is all the AI players, I think. AI. I think this all has to do with that. So if you play offline, or you just like playing against the computer, lots of changes there you'll want to read through. Ongoing, you can report any issues you see and what's on the horizon. Okay. Now, last patch, we learned a new civs. Let's see what they say. Empire Wars game mode. Okay, so we know that's very popular in Age of Empires 2, bringing it to Age of Empires 3. Home City customization for civs that don't already have them. What about a Haudenosaunee Home City upgrade? Because this is pretty boring. More unique Explorer skins, that's the event rewards. A new, never-before-seen game mode for Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. What could it be? Who knows? And a new civilization. Still no information about what that civilization could be. Let me know in the comments what you think that civilization could be. My gut reaction is it's going to be another African civilization, but maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll just be something completely different. New historical battles featuring co-op mode for the very first time. So if you like playing co-op with your friends, that's going to be cool. Okay, guys. Well, with that, thank you so much for tuning in for this Age of Empires 3 update. This is a huge update, particularly for the Inca. And make sure you hit a subscribe button and the notification bell to get my updates of new Age of Empires videos. I am making a lot of Age of Empires 4 content because we're only a few weeks away from release. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.